Hello, my dear friends. Today, this very special day, 25th of December 2024, just in the Christmas day, that very super special day where Jesus Christ was born. And he came, he represents such an amazing drama in his own life to show us so many beautiful qualities we have already inside. We have been made like Jesus Christ from the energy of love of God, and from that love we were created as just purity. And from there we have been evolving, or sometimes we may think we were going down, but in that evolution we came a little bit far away from our essence as purity. But Jesus Christ in his life, he tried to bring back in his own example that beautiful qualities we have. And one of them, one of the most important qualities he represents is the forgiveness. Forgiveness, which is sometimes very difficult for us as humans. It's very difficult to forgive. Even we say, I forgive, but still we have in our mind that remembering of that, we can say difficulty or problems with other people, and that creates in us like a space where negative energy is receding, we can say. Because when we have been facing problems, traumas with others, that creates like a shock in our soul, and that is recorded as that memory. And if we are not able to forgive completely, means transform that negative experience in something positive in a way, then we cannot forgive. And it still is there, and when we remember, we feel bad. Still we get that negative energy, negative emotions, we can say. So I want to say today one experience I have around 30 years ago, when I was quite new in Sahaya Yoga. That experience was absolutely so very beautiful, magical and strong, that still I can remember as if it was today. I'll try to describe first, and then what I learned from that. That experience, I was working as transport manager for one government company in Madrid, and I had like 7-8 drivers who I have to organize the job for them. That morning is maybe a coincidence, but maybe not. Just in the day after the Diwali Puja, it was in 1996 actually, I remember now, because that after the Diwali Puja in Portugal. I came from the Puja, which was amazing Puja, and just the day after, I was not sleeping even almost, so I was very tired. I was in a way with the vibrations of the Puja, but also very, very tired, almost like knockout. And when I arrived that morning in the job, I organized the jobs, quickly give to every driver where he has to go. And one of the drivers, he just started complaining. He didn't like it, what I was giving to him, because he had to work from another place in Madrid, another base, for a couple of days, 1 week or something like that. So he was very unhappy with that. But all the other drivers also already left out, so only he could do that job. And when I gave that job, he complained. He said he's not going to do it. He became very angry, shouting at me, super angry. I left it there, and then during the day I came back again and he didn't want to do it. And like that we passed the whole day. And in the evening, it came the general manager. And the general manager, when he came, that driver started complaining against me to him. No, because Jose said this to me, he sent me to this place, this is not fair, he cannot do that, he cannot form me like that. And despite he was trying to attack me, the general manager started defending me. They say, no, he said you have to do that. It's a responsibility to distribute the jobs, and you have to do it. This is your responsibility to listen and to do that job, even if you are not happy. But he started getting more and more angry. And at that moment, I went to the office. I mean, the general manager also called me. And when I went to talk to him, I said, at that moment, I remember that man was complaining, super angry. And at that moment, I understood. Somehow I understood, because maybe it was the vibrations of the Diwali Puja still in my heart. But at that moment, I understood. Look, if I try to just defend my point of view, push forward, this situation is going to get worse and worse and worse, because this man is never going to understand. And this is going to create a big problem. So, I understood. I understood at that moment. It's okay. I just surrender. Even if I feel I'm right in this, but I surrender and I apologize to the man. So then I say it. Look, sorry for that. I understood this is not maybe convenient for you, and you feel very unhappy. It's fine. Don't worry. I'll try to look for another solution. Don't worry about that. And then the general manager was completely puzzled with that reaction. And he said, no, Jose, you are right. He is the person who is doing wrong. He's not assuming his responsibilities. I said, no, but it's fine. Look, I will look for another solution. Let's just calm down, and, because this is not going to solve the problem. So I'll find another driver, another solution for that. And he got completely, no, yes, it's okay. And then at that moment, I took the man to my office, said, come. I mean, he came with me when we were out, and he was also a little bit puzzled with my reaction. He didn't know how to react, but still when we went to our office, I was sitting in my chair and he was just in front of me. And he was still shouting at me, no, because you are like that, you are very wrong, you don't understand, like that, shouting at me and insulting me very hardly. But at that moment, that decision I made before, like, no, look, I'm going to just apologize and I surrender my ego to the situation, and it doesn't matter if I feel I'm right, I surrender my ego, my point of view, because I know this is going to be the only solution for this in the long term. So at that moment, when I was still with that, he was shouting at me, but still I was just saying, no, it's okay, with love. So the love started coming from my heart. When even in the first moment when I decided, no, look, you are right, don't worry, sorry for that, I apologize. At that moment, the love took over my heart and started flowing. And because I surrendered my ego in full awareness, it just came down on me. My ego disappeared in a way in a moment. It was just love. I just felt love for that person. It doesn't matter if he was insulting me, offending me, attacking me. I didn't mind at all at that moment. I just loved that person. And in that love, he was shouting at me, and I was just feeling so much love for that man. So much love. And at that moment, it creates something absolutely magical. Because you can understand, no, this was very negative. That person was throwing so much negativity on me. But I just felt love. And that love created the magic. I could see through him. He was shouting. He was very angry because he was very weak in a way. He was scared. He was like a child who is very, very scared. And that child who I could see through him, through his shoutings, that child, it was like my inner child, the same child in me was loving him. Same child in him was so scared, so completely covered that the ego took over it and was shouting and very aggressive. But I was looking at his child, his inner child, which is just the first creation of the Spirit. It's part of the Spirit. It's just one with the Spirit. It's our real creation as human beings. It's just one little child. But it was very scared because of that. And that's why the ego took over and was very negative. When I was looking at that child, I could see, this is myself. This is myself. The love became even stronger, stronger. And I was just telling, don't worry, everything is going to be all right. Forgive me. Just don't worry, it will be fine. Don't worry, I will look for another solution. Don't worry, it will be fine. And just throwing love. That love was to my inner child. That was his child even. And at that moment, something magical happened. He was shouting, and suddenly he said, ah, something like that. His head was down. I took him from the shoulder and said, come with me. Just go to your house, relax with your family, and don't worry, everything will be fine. Forget completely about that. And that was absolutely beautiful. The forgiveness was happening in the same very moment where I was offended. That was the best gift I could get. One of the most beautiful experiences I've got in my life, to experience the real forgiveness. It's not the forgiveness you do to another, it's the forgiveness you do to yourself, because the other is yourself. And this is how we understood is the real compassion. Real compassion is not the compassion you feel for another person. Oh, poor, he doesn't understand, so I forgive because he is mad. Or this person doesn't have, I will give you. It's not that the real compassion. The real compassion just flows naturally because there is no another. The other is yourself. Because we are one single spirit. And even as creation, our first creation was like this, Sri Ganesha, Sri Jesus Christ, just the purity of the love of the Mother. And that purity is only one single energy, which is the whole creation. We are part of this, and we think we are different because of that ego. And that's why the forgiveness is so very difficult. It's just the ego. We don't want to surrender our ego. We want to be right, and we keep fighting and attacking others, trying to destroy others. But this is not a solution. This only will create more and more problems, that you can say trauma that we got in that experience with that person. It is feeding itself and creating new traumas, new problems, and it doesn't help. It doesn't solve the problem. The only solution is the complete forgiveness, and that is complete love for the other, because there is no another. The other is yourself, is ourself. And I wanted to share this beautiful message in this very special day of Christmas. If we could surrender our ego in all the conflicts, understand this is just an illusion. There is no another. And if others make mistakes, this is their problem. And just to finish, I would say, see the magic of forgiveness. It's the only energy can transform the situation. That person who was complaining that day, that driver, almost he was complaining every day. You can say he was always trying to, create difficulties, but that day was, of course, something else. But he was always, in a way, like my enemy in the job. And after that day, he became my right hand. Always helping, always ready to do anything in the job. What a transformation. It's just the love. The love for the other is because there is no the other. It's the love for the purity of the creation of God, that we are all the same.